Hello again. I need to stop saying I say so much. I'm like okay. Hi. I did my hair again, and I actually prefer this hairstyle because I get so allergic to the synthetic hair, and I've started to have allergic reactions to the synthetic hair starting when I was 14 years old. But I found online, like several years ago, that if you pre-treat the hair in apple cider vinegar, then you don't get an allergic reaction. And for me, I don't get an allergic reaction that's that bad, but in the end, I still end up having some sort of allergic reaction to the hair. So I can't really wear the hair for that long. So at least this way, like I can wear it for a bit longer, which still isn't that long because then my scalp still starts to like, what is happening? And I still start to itch. I'm just happy that my hair is done, basically. Long story short. I'm still in quarantine. I'm still in my house. I'm still in my house. It looks like there's an end in sight, like on the news. It was like the Telegraph UK, and I know that that news source is not like the best, at least that's what I've heard. Let me just pick my pimple real fast. Yeah, so anyways, on the Telegraph UK, it said that there is an end in sight. Angela Merkel, Angela Merkel, or just Angela Merkel. I don't know why I'm pronouncing it in German. I don't even speak German. I don't speak German, so why am I trying to pronounce someone's name in German in an English sentence? Angela Merkel is now going to test the folks who had coronavirus, who have been cured, and give them certificates if they test negative or pass the test. She will give them certificates saying that they can reintroduce themselves into society, and from there people will be able to have social gatherings again and this, that, and the other. My hope from that is that I will be able to see Danielle again. Danielle will be able to see me again, and I will no longer be sexually frustrated. Just kidding. What I have been able to hone in on is my telling of really bad jokes that have no point, that do not land, and are just generally not funny. And for me, I feel that they are funny. So I get a kick out of it. And then I realize that nobody else is laughing with me. Not even at me. See, like, I think I would prefer, like, if somebody was like, oh, that joke was so pathetic, I'm gonna laugh at them. But I don't even get that. That was one of those jokes. That was right there. You see what I did there? I am just gonna talk about what I've done in this quarantine. Now, the plan was to rearrange my room, which I did. I rearranged my room by myself. The closet was on. If you're facing the inside of my room, like from the door, the closet was on the right hand side of my room, and I moved that big ass closet to the left hand side of my room. And I thought that I wasn't going to be able to do it, but I was determined to do it because my plan was to move the closet from the right hand side of the room to the left hand side of the room, and then move my bed towards the door to the right hand side, and then I would have a big chunk of space. Sorry, there's me burping again. Just so rude. My burps are so invasive. And then I would have a huge chunk of area to set up the nursery. And I fucking did that shit. I moved that closet from the right hand side of the room to the left hand side of the room. I moved that bed towards the door, and now I got a big ass space in my room just for the nursery. And the plan is as follows, or this way. As follows. I rearranged my room. I wish I would have taken a before picture. That would have been smart, but I didn't. But what I did was, there was a closet there. I moved it to this side. So that the closet is now over there. And I moved the bed here. So that leaves me a bunch of space to create an area for the nursery. which I'm so excited about. I think what I'll do is I'll put a couch there. I'll put the crib there, the changing table and stuff like that for the baby there. And then here, I'll put a rocking chair, like for breastfeeding and stuff. Like I'll put it there, actually, where the window is. So I can look out the window while breastfeeding the baby. And then once I'm tired, I'll just make my way over to the bed and plop down. With these walls, I'm gonna paint them with butterflies. And I can't wait, I'm excited to do that. This last week was really just about trying to kind of like navigate the loneliness of isolation, because for me, I really felt like the difference between being lonely and alone, and like how it feels when you're feeling super lonely, because I've been feeling that way a lot in this isolation. My main activity was to find ways to come out of that, and I have a therapist who's amazing who has sent me like techniques to get out of that and coping techniques. And for me, I just needed to kind of be active and just realize, okay, a baby is coming and maybe I can kind of like just work towards that. And that's why I needed to move my room from my closet from the right side to the left side and my bed forward so I could have a space for the nursery, and then start like really kind of hands-on planning to take my mind off of the loneliness and refocus it into something that brings me joy, like specifically. Because I think in this time, we're always talking about, oh, how can we be machines? And I don't really want to be a machine. That has never been my goal. At one point, actually, yes, it was my goal. And I realized that's not me. I don't want to be a machine. I want to refocus on myself and the things that make me happy and the things that bring me joy. And I'm just going to start by, you know, recognizing that I need to form a space in my room and in my mind, in a way, like a real concrete space for this baby. And so I did that. I put my chairs together with really shitty equipment that was mailed to me. I do not recommend Skloom. Don't buy from Skloom. I just felt like I felt like just doing that this week was enough for me. You know, I am so sorry. Sorry. Okay, listen. Let me just talk about what I'm going through. So I'm going to talk about itching. People were talking about how their belly itches and like how they start to get the itches, like just skin starts itching during pregnancy. I am moving into that right now. I'm over here just sitting here scratching my belly, and I'm moisturizing it because I feel like the itching is coming from my skin not being that moisturized. So when that happens, I think lotion, let me moisturize. My belly is starting to get a bit more. It's starting to get bigger. Ooh, getting a bit bigger, which is nice. I've been rubbing my belly a lot. Not only because I have gas, but because there's a baby in there. My energy levels have increased, although I do feel moments where I just need to take a nap because I'm just like fucking tired and just need to take a nap. But I do stay up much longer now. I also am really good at fighting sleep, so that could also be a thing. I still wake up at about 9 in the morning, even though I ain't got shit to do. I turn on The Walking Dead, and then maybe I take a nap, or maybe I don't turn on The Walking Dead and I do some bureaucratic work and eat a big ass bowl of yogurt and muesli. They say that it's a myth. Like when you're pregnant, it's a myth. You don't need to eat for two. You just need to eat about 300 calories more than what you have in your regular diet. But that negates itself when you're hungry all the time. And that's what's happening during pregnancy. So they're like, watch your weight, watch your weight. But I'm like, look it, I'm hungry. My baby is growing really fast. My baby is already 5 ounces. In my 16th week, that's what the doctor told me. Your baby is 5 ounces. I checked my what to expect at. They said at 16 weeks, your baby's supposed to be between 3 and 4 ounces. My baby is a little bit over 5. So that baby is eating up everything. And so I'm going to eat up everything too, because I feel like, you know, this is the one time I can. So I'm just gonna milk that. I'm just gonna eat. But I've been eating so much and I've been enjoying myself so much eating this food by myself. I have to burp. But you know, I have nobody because I'm in social isolation. I'm looking forward to the time where I can start eating with people again. Another symptom, my vulva is smelling, interestingly. It doesn't smell bad per se, but it smells different. And I think I don't know if it's solely because of the pregnancy. I also changed my appetite. Like before I was pregnant, I was mostly vegan. Like basically my entire diet was vegan. When I went on vacation, I did go to town on some steak, but that's because I know that when I travel outside of Germany, I can expect to get quality steak, and I don't know why I should deprive myself of that because you only live once. And also I'm not contributing to food as industry if I'm only having steak on vacation. Now that I'm pregnant, I have been eating bacon, and I have been eating pulled pork, and I have been eating chicken, and I have been eating all the meat. I've also been eating cheese, and I'm lactose intolerant, but not only that, I am allergic to cow's milk. So I was like, I'm gonna beat the system. I'm gonna get vegan queso, and my skin is still having rashes, and I don't think they're gonna go away until the end of this pregnancy. So I think that's contributing to the way that my vagina is smelling. Water. My need for water has increased. I drink about like 3, 4, 5 of these a day. Like I drink a lot of these. I'm drinking like tea or juice. Like I bought this like big thing of juice, and I was like, this will last me. This will last me for like about a week. It lasts me for a day and a half. So yeah, so I'm drinking a lot of water lately. I think it's important because, at least from what I was reading on my what to expect, it does say you do need a lot of water because, you know, your baby is also drinking it too. So the little bundle of joy growing inside of you is 75% water. As your baby grows, that number can drop to 65% within the first year of life until it levels off between 57 to 60% in adulthood. Where does all that water come from? It comes from the fluids you drink. This goes to show that drinking water while pregnant is extremely important. Water helps your body absorb essential nutrients, and it transports vitamins, minerals, and hormones to blood cells. It's those nutrient-rich blood cells that ultimately reach your baby. Drinking water also helps to preserve an ideal level of amniotic fluid and even helps fetal kidney function. What happens if you don't drink enough water? Dehydration during pregnancy can lead to serious pregnancy complications, including neutral tube defects, low amniotic fluid, inadequate breast milk production, and even premature labor. These risks, in turn, can lead to birth defects due to lack of water and nutritional support for your body. So drink your water, bitches. I've been drinking my water. We as human beings, like, who are birthing a child, like, instinctually or just naturally, our body knows that we're supposed to drink more water. Like for me, I wasn't aware of that, but it didn't change the fact that my water appetite had increased by like tenfold or so. Oh, lack of craving. So I was so into donuts, and I was so into oranges and orange juice. Now I don't want orange juice. Now I don't want donuts. Now it's my ring finger. Now I don't want. See, and I still have pregnancy brain. I don't even know what I was just talking about. Donuts were my best friend. They got me through my first trimester, and I just turned my back on them like that. And I feel like it is a bit rude, but at the end of the day, I know that they still know that I'm loyal. Right now, this is the beginning of my 17th week of pregnancy. And I feel like I'm super happy about it. Of course, I always say that, but because I am. I felt like I started to show much early on in my pregnancy, and I saw online that people experience different things depending on their body, you know, because pregnancy is very unique to the individual who is experiencing pregnancy. I started to show like around like week 9, 10. I started to show a bit, and then by week 12 I was definitely like showing, and then from week 13 on, like you could definitely see that a bitch was pregnant. I'm also trying to get out of like my head, because I'm like, okay, am I just eating too much and I'm just bloated and the pudge is real, or am I pregnant? And so I feel it and I'm like, okay, no, it's harder, you know, like it's not like, yeah, you can kind of feel like, okay, this is a pregnant belly. The doctor said within the next few weeks I should be able to start feeling the baby's movement, and I'm really looking forward to that because she is so active. Oh yeah, she is so active. She is a jumper. She is jumping around like a motherfucker. Here's the thing. The doctor told me that the baby looks like it's going to be a girl. So they assigned the baby the gender of female. And I mean, I'm happy either way, or whatever, even whatever. I don't care. Gender is a fiction. I'm excited to raise a femme, you know, someone who is also socialized as femme as well, if in the end they don't identify with that gender assignment. I'm excited to raise a femme person who, in a way where gender is not like that, to have them understand that they're allowed to explore all the spectrums of their femininity and their masculinity, because I truly and strongly believe that these things that we associate like as masculine like are very much feminine, and also the things that we associate as feminine can also be interchangeable, because I think that gender is this really huge spectrum thing where everything is kind of interchanging. For me, I'm happy to have the opportunity to be like, hey, like, child, even though you were assigned femme at birth, like it is okay to access like masculine sides. It's okay to like want to wear a suit, or to want to play Power Rangers, or to want to play, you know, football, or whatever, whoever you're attracted to. It's okay to be attracted to that person, you know. The femme performance doesn't matter. Like, you are femme, and whatever that means to you, whatever that is what you can explore. I'm excited to kind of approach parenting from a very distinctly queer perspective, with a child that's assigned femme at birth. But also, like, if I were to have a boy, I would also love to explore like parenting in a way where I help them like tap into their femme, if they are not already like tapped into that. Yeah, so as I said in my last video, Danielle couldn't come. In the hospital room, we spoke. I got to see, oh my God, I saw my baby for not the first time, but every time I see her, it always feels like it's the first time, because I'm always seeing something new every time I go in. Like this time I saw her bones and her brain, and I'm just like, oh my God, all the donuts I ate formed that brain. All the orange juice I drank formed that rib cage. It was just really cool. So yeah, like I got to see her, and the doctor told me what the gender assignment is, and honestly, it's all just such a huge surreal experience. And I'll post the video, of course, of the baby and the ultrasound. But yeah, Danielle was on the phone because she couldn't be here, and yeah, it was just a nice, really, really nice experience. And I was glad that I was still able to go get my ultrasound and have a checkup in spite of the coronavirus going around. So I spoke with my doula, and she said that she likes to start in the 20th week of pregnancy, because that's when like you're already feeling the baby's movement, and then you're feeling more I'm not gonna say that, because She said it in a way that I can't repeat, because for me, I'm already very like much aware of how my body is changing. So I just think that like what they mean is just like in the 20th week is more of like that body work happens where you can have this connectedness and this awareness, because also your baby is even more aware at that time as well. They start to hear you and turn their head towards you like when they hear your voice, so the baby is very receptive at that point. So now that I'm at my 17th week, in 3 weeks I'll start with them, and then we'll see where we go from there. So with that, I'm gonna close. I wish everybody safety and health and a great motherfucking quarantine.